Hello friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I'm Marcus and welcome to my review of the stainless steel compass from ZeroFeud. Now looking at the spinner, you will probably think that it looks like an Aztec symbol, and if you really think so, congrats, you are not alone. This is one sexy bar spinner, I'll tell you that. And just like its name, the body has been shaped to look like compass pins without the sharp tips. If it did have the sharp tips, then this would be a totally different review altogether. The idea to slice off the sharp points on the two ends to make it much more blocky was actually a great one. Why? Because it's safer as well as comfier, and you would feel at ease holding the spinner in your hand. It has also allowed for them to keep the full compass to a good length while not sacrificing much width, as well as thickness of the body along with the buttons. More on the buttons later. It's turned into one of the more iconic spinners in the spinner world, as we know. In my opinion, it's right up there in the top 4 bar spinners for me, consisting of the compass, the Torqbar, the Stubby, and the Geometrix. It's simple and gets the job done. Oh, and it's challenging to get one yourself from a drop unless you're buying one from the secondary market. Supply and demand causes the compass lineup to be quite well sought after in the spinner world. Anyone who has been in the community for a while should have probably seen 1 or 2 photos of it. The body of the compass looks and feels pretty great. For this stainless steel version, which has a full machine body, looks extremely proud and feels pretty hefty. It also gives it that good amount of weight for me to hold, and I find that just above that sweet spot for me. I can easily fidget with the compass for a good while with the half of the stainless steel body. The weights on the two arms allow for good spin times, as the center of the body doesn't have much real estate to it. So while it's spinning, all of the weight is being pushed away from the center and keeps that momentum going, which allows the spinner to spin for a little longer. The machining finish on the compass consists of Reven marks, which make for very fun times under the light or under the sun when they reflect light wonderfully. When Rick set off to design the buttons for the compass lineup, he did an exceptional job at it, because these are some of the sexiest looking buttons you can find in the spinner world. The way the buttons are milled slightly from the edges on top, then chamfered down slightly to a flat before another short chamfer down to the center flat makes for very comfortable buttons. This set of buttons are probably one of the only few sets of buttons that feel like a sock for my fingers. These are also my favorite buttons to use on a Geometrix as well, providing very comfortable grips and great for hard preloaded flicks. Ben, aka Average Singaporean, likes this combination as well. Just look at that 100% satisfied face. The edges on the compass have all been nicely chamfered to allow for good preloaded pulls and flicks. However, there are the corners on the weights that could have been slightly more rounded off to give them slightly better landing sensations from heavy flicks. The corners might also feel a little uncomfortable for some who want to flick near the buttons. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it doesn't feel right. I tried the balancing test on the compass, and to my surprise, it failed due to one of the arms having a little bit more weight on it. Given the retail that the compass is going for from a minimal price of 118 bucks and more in the secondary market, you would think that they would put a little bit more of consideration to the quality check of the balance of their spinners. This one might have slipped, but there is no reason for any unbalanced bar spinner to go unnoticed. For a size comparison, here is the compass with a metal jacket and a Geometrix, a B2 and a sonar, a Protocube and an Aventador, a loophole and a ring spin, a tri-spinner and a tritium, and just because I can and I will, a Zerometrix and a R188 bearing. Overall, my experience with the SS full compass has been almost pleasant. Hefty enough to feel in my hand due to its simple Aztec symbol body with cleverly designed weights and comfortable buttons make for a good experience. The balancing issue doesn't matter for me, but it might for some. Well, actually it does for me. And although the chamfered edges have been given a thought for, I still think that Rick could have done a little more for the rounding of the corners of the weights near the center. It's something that you can forego, since if you can hit your preloaded flicks right on the chamfered edges of the arms and the weights instead of the corners, you are good to go. I adore how there has been an effort made for the chamfering of the corners, but the corners near the bearing can certainly be better. If you do not prefer the length of the full compass, there is always the mini compass waiting for you. If you can forego the balancing issue of the arms, which can either be a hit or a miss, you are not too critical on hot spots and don't mind the corners when they land hard, I would say go for it. It's truly a beauty to have, be it in your collection or as an everyday carry. The machining marks on it screams proudly as a conversation starter as well. Rick and his team have done a good job at making a classic in my heart, and I hope to see better balanced compasses coming out from them in the future. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the very end of this video review. I appreciate it a ton, although you guys don't see my face on camera. Don't forget to check out Rick's ZeroFeud group as well. Stay strong, keep a smile on your face, and I will see you guys around. Ciao!